Oh hey, welcome to another edition. Socrates explains everything. My name is Socrates. I like to explain things. People have been talking about this inflation, how inflation's going crazy, and they like to blame one person, whether it's a president or whomever. The reality is, if it was the president's fault, then the inflation would be only going up in that one country. Like you can look at Turkey, they have insane inflation, and it's pretty much their president's fault. Erdogan has decided that low interest rates are the best way to, I don't know, something. But it's not the case. Unfortunately, with capitalism, it's sort of a backward system. Turkey had really good growth. Their economy was doing very well, which should be a good thing, but it overheats, in quotes, and causes inflation to rise, which destroys the economy. So success equals failure. It's one of my biggest peeves with capitalism in general. But inflation is about 8% almost everywhere in the world. So you really can't blame any specific country for what, if you're up around that 8% area. Global corporations are certainly raised all their prices, and you can see it in their earnings sheets where their profits have doubled and tripled, sometimes even quadrupled. So they're just charging lots and lots more money, even though it costs them the same. They're just taking advantage of it. Again, capitalism. That's why we're not supposed to have monopolies, because competition is the ideal that keeps prices under control. But we don't have a competitive world, not even close. We have a corrupt world, collusion and corruption. I mean, one of the good things, in quotes, about the inflation is that it basically gets rid of debt, which is the way governments seem to get rid of their overspending. In the 4 years in the Trump administration, they added $8 trillion to the national debt from 20 to 28. No one has ever added that much debt, ever. And how do you pay it back? Well, one way is you allow inflation and make that debt worthless. The more inflation, the debt itself becomes smaller, because now money is basically, it's cheaper. It's part of the voodoo scam that is the mathematics behind capitalism. None of it is good, if you ask me. In the end, the people who save their money, they lose. It always comes down to the people losing. This is more than a heads you lose, tails you lose, no coin you lose, coin you lose. Just struggle. So for me, everything's also about getting someone to blame. Deflect the people from the people's attention from the people who are actually stealing from you. It's the them. It's always the them. But anyway, inflation it's capitalism, and it's out of control when you have collusion and corruption. And I don't have a solution for it. I'm just happy to be hanging out here in the Netherlands. Nice weather. Slowly. I'm about that much better, which isn't nearly as good as it was. But that's life, isn't it? The whole world's like that, isn't it? Used to be nicer. It's going to get worse. 2022.